I like that house. And it's sold. Ooh, what about that one? Pending. Ooh, what about that one? And it's sold too. How am I going to buy a house in this crazy market? Does that sound familiar to you? Odds are if you've been looking for a home to purchase in Lake County, you're in the same boat. Are you ready to get over that hurdle? Hi, my name is Cheyenne Blue, and I'm a real estate agent for Country Air Properties in Lake County, California. Today I'm going to go over my 10 tips on how to win the home that you want in 2021. Tip number 1. Figure out if you have what it takes to qualify for a mortgage. Now, it's best to work with a mortgage broker in order to help you through the process, but here's the general criteria. Conventional. Lowest down payment is 3%. Lowest credit score is 620. The highest debt to income is 45%. And these loans can be used for primary, secondary, and investment properties. Jumbo loans, the lowest down payment you're looking at is 5%. Lowest credit score is 680. Highest debt to income is 43% and can be used for primary, secondary, vacation, and investment properties. VA, also known as the Veterans Loan, you can get in for 0% down, no minimum credit score, and no maximum debt to income, but this is for primary properties only. FHA, which is also known as first-time home buyer, the lowest down payment is 3.5%, lowest credit score is 500, and 50% debt to income. This is also for primary homes only. USDA, which is primarily for rural areas, you can get in for as low as 0% down, no minimum credit score, and 41% debt to income, and this is only used for primary homes in rural areas. If you would like to know more about these mortgages, please hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below, and maybe, just maybe, I'll see about getting a local mortgage broker on here to talk about them. Don't meet the requirements yet? Start by taking baby steps. Pay down some of the debts, one debt at a time, if you have multiple at least. Stabilize or increase your income, and improve on your credit score. There are many programs that you can go on to increase your credit score, such as Credit Karma and Experian. There's plenty of other programs as well, but these are just a couple of them that I've seen a lot of people use and they've had success with. Tip number 2. Please, please, please establish your home buying budget. My worst fear when it comes to clients is them falling in love with the home of their dreams and being this close to getting that place, but then it just being out of their home budget and then nothing compares to that home. Even if you're approved for more, you need to figure out what you and your family are comfortable with paying. Not what the bank necessarily tells you, not even what I tell you, but what you know you are comfortable with. Whether it's the same amount that you're paying for rent or a little bit lower. Just because you're pre-approved to pay $1,700 a month, you might only be comfortable with paying $1,300 a month. So you look for homes that you would have that $1,300 a month payment instead of just what the pre-approval letter is saying. Even though the banks are saying you can afford this much, your lifestyle might be different. If you enjoy taking a lot of trips and doing a lot of stuff, you want to have money in order to do those things as well. Home is a place that you always come back to, but memories are what are more important. Not only do you want to make sure you can afford the mortgage, you also want to make sure that you can afford the interest, the property taxes, the homeowner's insurance, the potential fixes that might come up on your property, as well as your personal expenses, like let's say maybe you lose a job or maybe you get hurt or something like that. You want to make sure that you have enough saved away for those emergency things. If you go through all that and it makes sense, go for it. You've established your home buying budget and now you're ready to go and get pre-approved. You want to get quotes from multiple lenders. One of the ways that you can do this is by working with a mortgage broker because they have ties to many sources. You don't want to just go to a bank and ask for a loan because you could go to bank A, but then there'd be a lower interest rate at bank B or even better terms with bank B. A small change in interest rates can make a huge difference when it comes to your loan. over the span of the loan, you could end up paying thousands and thousands of dollars more if you went with the higher interest than if you went with the lower interest. And the other thing is, you have more buying power with the lower interest. So you could get the home that you want or win the bidding war because you were able to qualify for a bigger house or more money than you would have been with the other loan. So you found a mortgage that works for you. You gotta get that pre-approval letter in your hand. Before you even look at a single real estate site, get the pre-approval letter in your hand. This is crucial in this market because if you make an offer and you don't have that pre-approval letter attached, a lot of times the sellers right now aren't even going to bother looking at your offer. So you want to make sure you have that pre-approval letter in hand to attach to your offer so they can see you are pre-approved for this loan and can get the loan on this home. Now, with that said, the deal can still fall through if the home doesn't appraise. Say the person has it listed too high and they do their appraisal comes in low. The bank will not finance if the appraisal comes in low. Now, you can renegotiate and say, hey, look, the appraisal came in low. Can we renegotiate for how much it appraised for? And then it's up to the seller if they are going to renegotiate or not. Another thing that can kill the deal is if the inspection comes along and it turns out that the house needs a new roof, there's electrical issues, there's plumbing issues, anything like that. A lot of times some of the banks will not finance on it. With conventional loans, there's a little bit more leeway, but with like FHA, especially VA, you can't really get away with a whole lot of fixes. Now, sometimes you can ask for a credit for those fixes and the bank will let that happen, but that varies from loan to loan. Other things that can happen with you that can kill the deal is, say, you lose your job or you fall ill so you're not able to work for a month, or you decide to switch jobs, like you're a plumber and you decide to switch to being a car salesman or something like that, then the bank is not going to approve your mortgage loan. So if you're making any major life decisions, I mean, you can't really decide when you're going to get sick or if you actually lose your job, but if you're going to change jobs, then try to have it after your house closes because that helps a lot. And then also, do not touch your credit cards. Once you're in contract, do not touch your credit cards, and don't get a car during this time. You would be astonished by how many people do this. And I mean, you get super excited, you're going to get a house, you want to celebrate, you want to go buy stuff, you want to go get a new car and show off. Do not do that. Wait until after the house closes. You will be much, much happier if you do. Tip number 5. Get updates as soon as homes come on the market. Your agent should be doing this as well, but I mean, sometimes when agents are out showing properties to other clients or working on other listings and stuff like that, they can't really keep their eyes on the MLS at all times. So one of the ways that I work with my clients in order to do this is I sign them up for house track emails. So you get emails periodically when new homes come on the market. And I also check on the MLS periodically through the day, and that's something that your agent should be doing as well and let you know as soon as they see a home in your criteria come on the market. But using a service like HouseTrack, those emails go out to you right away with homes in your criteria. Tip number 6. Do you see a home that you absolutely love, but dang it, it is pending or it's active under contract? That doesn't mean that it's lost forever. Have your agent call and ask, how is the escrow going? Just because the house is in escrow does not mean that sale is going to happen. Agent can call up and the listing agent can be like, oh no, we're good, it's going to close in a week. You see 2 weeks go by, house still hasn't sold. Call up again, see what's going on. Agent will either say, oh, we're good to close in a couple days, or, oh my God, thank goodness you called. We need a backup offer. Or, agent could also initially call and them say the same thing. Oh my gosh, thank goodness we need a backup offer. Either way, you can come in, put in that backup offer and save that seller's day. As tempting as it is, do not fall into a bidding war. The last thing that I want and the last thing that you want is for your new home to be a burden. When you go into a bidding war and you end up bidding over what you know you're able to afford, later that causes a lot of unnecessary stress and resentment, and that is something as an agent I really do not want for my clients. If you are able to afford that little bit more, that's okay, but if you know that this is going to put financial stress on your family, this is a long-term thing. And if you know that you're going to make more, that's one thing, but you don't want to have that unnecessary stress if you can avoid it. And other houses are going to come along. You will find what you are looking for eventually. Your happiness means more than getting a home. To avoid getting into a bidding war in a very hot market, one thing that you can do is when you submit your offer, submit your highest and best offer. A good agent will tell you this home's going to get a lot of offers on it if they know what they're doing. Doesn't always mean that they'll give you that, but submit your highest and best offer in hot markets. If they come back with counteroffer, you know you can't do it. And just let it go. Even the weirdest of houses can make the happiest of homes. As long as the bones are good, you can build it into what you truly dream of and make more memories, which is what life is really all about. Tip number 8, avoid waiving contingencies to make a stronger offer. Do not remove inspection, appraisal, or loan contingencies because that can really put you in a bind. If you decide to remove those contingencies, you can lose your deposit, and deposits can end up being thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm fortunate that I've never had that issue on the buyer's side, but I do have a story about someone that I know it happened to. They were in contract and they were supposed to sell their home and purchase another home that was out of the area. Well, they were in contract for their old home and they put in a offer on the new home. The offer on the new home waived all contingencies. And the escrow on the old home was taking forever. At this time, escrows on many deals were taking a long time. It was like about an average of, I think it was like 60 days around this time. And so they were waiting for the escrow on the old house to go through. During this time, the sellers with the new house were getting antsy, and because they had waived all their contingencies, the sellers ended up canceling because it went beyond the contract that they had initially said, and they didn't get the house. They lost their deposit, and it was just a really bad situation. So this is something that's very real, and I really don't want this to happen to people, so please keep this in mind. If you know for sure that you have the money to pay the extra for appraisal, that is a little bit different, but it's still something that you really want to be careful of. And do not waive the contingencies until you are absolutely sure you can. Tip number 9, be realistic on how long it is going to take to close on your new home. You can find out by asking your mortgage lender and make sure that you are in the loop on how long it's going to take because, I mean, you lose money by paying rent, you lose out on maybe not getting that new job because the new job pays more money, so every week that you're not in that job, you're losing out on that money. Or there's also the case like with the family that I just went over where the escrow took too long and they ended up falling out of contract on that property. So ask your mortgage lender, how long is it going to take for us to close escrow? But also be kind with your mortgage lenders too, because it is a weird time and the mortgages are taking longer than they have before. They seem to have dialed in on it a little bit more, but late 2020 and early 2021, woo, It was absolutely insane. Also confirm with your mortgage lender on how long the mortgage rate lock is for. You don't want to go through the mortgage process and then have your mortgage rate lock expire, because if it expires and the interest rate goes higher, then you might not be able to afford that home anymore, and you also might not be able to qualify for the loan anymore. 10. Our favorite part, getting ready to close. There's going to be a lot of documents, and I mean a lot of documents for you to sign. Since the pandemic, most of it has gone online, and we've used a lot of mobile notaries and things like that in order to get the transaction through in a safe way. If your escrow office or lender offers the mobile service, then you may need a webcam or a camera on your phone in order for the mobile notary to do it remotely. They can also meet you at your residence or at a place that you feel comfortable with meeting them at, and some places still do offer for you to go in person. Now that the ban has lifted, many other areas offer to do it in person. Some still like doing it online since there's been the whole shift. There's still the fear of what can happen with COVID and all that. So there are different options out there. If you're not finalizing your transaction this way, you still might receive all of your documents electronically for you to sign. Ask your lender if they can send these documents to you early. That way you can review any and go to your lender if you have any questions. After everything is signed and finalized and funded, then we just wait for that sweet, sweet recording date, and then bada bing, bada boom, you are a homeowner in 2021, and you got on top with this crazy market. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, please like, comment what you would like to see next, and subscribe to my channel. You can also check out my other videos where I talk about fun facts about the area that I love and my family has been in for 5 generations, Lake County. I hope you all are having an awesome day, and until next time, have a good one.